And you just look at them one time and a whole semicircle of digital shit pops up ahead of them on top of their head, and it shows where they're from, the amount of followers they have, are they verified or not, are they socially famous or not, what's their relationship status, their marital status, what is their sexual orientation, what is their job, what's their personality, what's their zodiac sign, all of that shit by just looking at them. That is gonna happen, I think. I don't know.
Live it, got one life, just live it. Better match up, don't miss it. Ay. Don't get stuck, don't fidget, no. Live it, fuck your presence, I'm gifted. Ay. Come and racks up, more business. Ay. Only go up, no physics. Ay. Live it, I'm in love with the money. Got a slug for you, buddy, if you try to take it from me. Live it, I'm sorry, but I'm not feeling sorry. I know I'm late to the party, but Swiper boy going tardy.
Yo, hello, happy new year, happy 2021. Welcome to Swiperboy'S World, the podcast. I'm your host, Ronaldo Swiperboy Woolridge, and we're gonna get into a whole bunch of stuff this season. I'm gonna have some dope guests on. Definitely gonna try to keep it lighthearted, but also get deep when I need to. Motivation, inspiration, just a whole lot of shit that we need. 2020 was crazy. You know what? To be honest with you though, I knew last year was gonna be a bitch when Kobe died. For those of you who don't know, Kobe was my childhood idol. So this is crazy. So again, if you don't know much about my backstory, I encourage you to do your Googles. God willing, there's nothing crazy up there. So, you could take a deep dive into my past or whatever. But my dad, rest in peace, Orlando Woolridge. But my father, he played in the NBA for 13 seasons. And I was born when he was on the Lakers. So, I've been dubbed the nickname the Laker Kid. There's a couple of us out there. Shout out to Larry Drew. Shout out to Klay Thompson. Shout out to Sable Worthy. If I'm missing anyone, I apologize. But when my dad was on the Lakers, I was born in LA, Los Angeles, California. That's my home, West Side. And I believe I must have been maybe 7 when Kobe got drafted to the Lakers. Him and his parents, their first place that they got was like down the street from where I was. So that's how far back like the history went. And I know my pops mentored him a little bit. I got a chance to, spend some time with him early on. So yeah, this was a crazy story, but I remember at the Sports Spectacular back in the day, I was probably 12 years old. And it was, a big ceremony, tables set up, food, banquet style, a lot of awards given, sports driven for basketball, right? And I remember Kobe was at the table, I think 2 tables behind us. So I was there with my family. I know John Sally was there and a whole bunch of other people at our table. Yeah, I remember just kind of sitting there and I see Kobe, and I hadn't talked to Kobe since I was probably like 5 years before that. So I see him and I'm like, yo, I need to talk to him. My mom was like, no, just kind of let him do his thing, just leave him alone. I'm like, leave him alone? What are you talking about? I'm about to go holler at Kobe right now. So, they work it out so it's not like, anything crazy. But John Sally ends up, taking me over. He's like, yo, Lil Woolridge wants to talk to you real quick. So Kobe looks over. He's like, okay, yeah, come here. What's up, man? And, I had the high-pitched voice, had the cornrows and everything. I was like, what's up, Kobe? He's like, how's everything going? How's school? How's this and that? And I was like, it's good. I was like, but listen, I'm going to need you to stay in the NBA for the next 7 years. I think I did the math because at that time they didn't have the rule where you had to go to college first. So I was like, in my mind, I was doing the math of you could go straight out of high school. So I was like, I need you to stay in the NBA for the next 7 years. because I'm gonna be there and I'm gonna bust your ass. He looked over at me. Mamba looked over at me. He said, "Oh, you got game, little man?" And I said, "Yes, I do." And he was like, "All right, we'll see." So anyway, fast forward, after USC and Tennessee, I end up getting an invite to the Lakers pre-draft workout. I do my thing. I broke at the time, I know Larry Nance Jr. broke this record and so did Zach LaVine, but I had the highest vertical leap in Lakers pre-draft history. And a couple all the fitness stuff I kind of killed, which really gave me that opportunity. That's a whole nother story we'll get into as to why I got a lot of those opportunities. Really just about showing and proving at the time. But, boom, I end up getting picked up by the Lakers. Summer League starts, and we're in the locker room. And after one of our two-a-days, and I'm in there, I was icing up my knees, and I'm just chilling. And out of nowhere, Kobe walks in. And it's crazy because this conversation that we had seemed like it was just yesterday, and I remember I just looked at him. He looked at me. He knew who I was. I don't know if he remembered the situation, but he knew who I was at the time. And I just remember looking at him and I was like, "I told you." And he's like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "Don't worry about it." And then, I asked him for advice or whatever. And we actually ended up taking this picture right here. And yeah, so ever since then, like everything that I did in my life, whether it was with, eventually what became music, in business and everything, I just always kept that Mamba mentality. And, I ended up getting hurt, which but inevitably cut my basketball career short. Excuse me, I ain't got COVID. It cut my basketball career short, and it was tough. But the whole recovery process, the whole surgery and rehab and all that, I really was watching Kobe Bryant's Muse, and that kind of got me through it, both physically and mentally. We had the same person who operated on us, the same surgeon, Dr. Karazi, shout out. And, there was just so many similarities in terms of walks of life. And he was definitely somebody that I admired from afar. I got a chance to have some great moments and conversations with. But that was a long roundabout story just to say that, man, when he passed and him and his, beautiful little daughter, Gigi, it was, man, that broke my heart. It crushed me. It crushed the whole world. And that happened in January of 2020. So I knew I'm a very optimistic person, and I'm super optimistic about this year. But when that happened, I knew that 2020 was fucked. But, it's 2021, RIP Kobe. And, hopefully this year will start off on a good note. So yeah, what else happened? What else is in the news? So this is crazy. My Twitter, at Swiperboy on Twitter, got hacked in September of 2020, okay? So this is a super fucked situation, and I I was very upset because it's crazy to think that we live in a time where we're so current on social media that it feels like it's reality, like it feels like it's real life. And for me, when my Instagram God forbid, I would hate that. But for me, when my Twitter got hacked, it was like I felt like somebody hacked me. Like I felt like I was like kidnapped, or it was like I was a hostage or something. I was like, I don't understand why I'm feeling this way, because in a perfect world, like, okay, yeah, my socials are verified or whatever, but in reality, I could just create a new Twitter, get it popping, whenever Twitter gets back to me, they kind of swap it over. But I think it was just the concept of like, yo, I had my Twitter, I have my audience, my supporters, my friends, my family, my fans, anybody who's watching. And now this person just hacked into my shit. And the way that they did it was they were still trying to maintain the public, perception that they were still me. So nobody would know, like literally nobody would know at all. And so now I'm on the outside just kind of watching someone take over. So let me put this in like a weird sci-fi, like twisted situation, right? We're in now, it's 2021, all right? We're going to get close to the time where the world is about to get weird as a motherfucker, like for real. What I mean by that is back 30, 40 years ago, if you were to tell somebody who was, on a train, on a subway, on a bus, on a Greyhound, and they look around, you're going to see people holding newspapers. Kids are going to be playing with jacks. No one's going to be on the phone. You might see someone writing a letter. If you were to take somebody who passed away in that time and bring them back here to 2020, I just think it's crazy because they would look around and see everyone holding these like metal rectangles, doing this with their fingers and all. Like, it wouldn't be fathomable. Like, you'd be sitting there like, yo, what the hell is going on? It's just a crazy concept. So if that has happened now, I just want you guys to think about what's going to happen 30, 40 years from now. And I'll tell you something. This is what I believe. I don't know nothing, so nobody come for me. I don't know shit. But if I were to guess based on trends and progression and technological advances, all that, there's going to be another step, another level up, multiple levels up. But in this particular case, okay, right now we're holding a phone, and that's where we pretty much live our life. I feel like real life, base reality is like secondary now. So fast forward, instead of holding it in our hand, if it's some type of augmented reality, some type of chip in our head, Elon Musk has talked about the Neuralink, we're going to no longer need to use our hands, right? So if that becomes a thing, somebody walks down the street, I look up and I'm like, oh, how you doing? And fuck that. Let's make it different. All right, let's say it's a girl. It's a cute girl, right? And I want to bag her. Like, I'm like, yo, she's beautiful, she's fine, she's funny. I want to get her number, whatever, right? So if I pull up on her and I'm like, yo, what's up? I want to get to know you. Maybe we should hang out sometime or just, whatever. What's your Snap? What's your Instagram? What's your number is kind of played out nowadays. Everyone wants the Snap or the IG. But let's just say I did that. Boom, and it progresses. 30, 40 years from now, you pull up and you just look at them one time and a whole semicircle of digital shit pops up ahead of them on top of their head, and it shows where they're from, the amount of followers they have, are they verified or not, are they socially famous or not, what's their relationship status, their marital status, what is their sexual orientation, what is their job, what's their personality, what's their zodiac sign, all of that shit by just looking at them. That is going to happen, I think. I don't know. But if it does happen, my question becomes, that's going to stem from something in our head, like a chip. So like, take our phone, now it's in our head. What I'm trying to understand is the way that my Twitter got hacked. In 30, 40 years from now, if this shit is in my head and a computer hacker, because when technology evolves, the hackers evolve. If somebody hacks my chip in my head, am I going to be a shell? Like, am I going to be a zombie and someone else is going to pull the strings? And if I have a conversation with somebody and the hacker's trying to pretend to be me and I'm looking at them in the eyes, how the hell will they know? And who's to say that hasn't happened now? Again, it's just crazy times. But anyway, fuck all that. Let's go back. Boom, Twitter gets hacked. And I'm sitting there and I'm just like, yo, I don't know what to do. This sucks. So I'm emailing the shit out of Twitter. I'm like, yo, this is Ronaldo Wars. My Twitter was hacked. I need to get it back, blah, 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 blah. It's COVID. It's 2020. Most of their people probably aren't even in office. Customer service was shitty. I'm like, yo, I need to figure it out. I'm pulling out all the stops, all my contacts. Couldn't get it. For months, like months and months, I could not get my Twitter back. And I kind of hit a point where I was just like, man, fuck it. I give up. I was going to make a new Twitter. I was going to hope that no one said anything reckless to anybody of any type of social importance for whatever the hell reason. I just hit a point where it was like, I don't care. What's that Drake line from Headlines back in the day? Started not to give a fuck and stop fearing the consequence. That's where I was at. Anyway, my homeboy Finisher, he came out to where I'm at. He flew out for the weekend, and we're just kind of like chopping it up about, life and manifest and plans in 2021. And literally while we're talking, matter of fact, he was sitting like right here. While we're talking, I'm just happening to check my email, my Gmail, and I'm looking through, boom, 3 emails from Twitter. We've attached your email to your Twitter again. We can get you logged back in. Please let us know if this works. You have another problem. 4 months later, 4 fucking months later, when I finally gave up and I was like, I don't care about this anymore. It's going to piss me off. Boom, it happened. Got my Twitter back. I'm hella active on there. My engagement right now is trash because I haven't been able to be on there for 4 months. People was trying to scam people from my account. I had to go back in DMs and shit and tell everyone, yo, it's not me. So I had to deal with all that. But you know what? The moral of the story is, actually, it's crazy. I didn't plan this to be the thing, but it's going to be the thing right now. Moral of the story is this. A lot of times when you're not looking for something is when it pops up. But manifestation will keep it in the universe to come to you whenever it is right to come to you. So I want to be the biggest artist on planet Earth, right? But I can't manifest and say, I want to be the biggest artist on the earth tomorrow. Tomorrow. It has to happen tomorrow. If not, I don't believe in manifest. And then tomorrow happens and it doesn't happen and then I give up. No. I manifest, I pray, I put out in the universe, I want to be the biggest artist. And you know what happens? In due time, every year, every few months, something more popping happens. More fans pop in this country. I develop a new skill, whether it's a new melody or a new style of singing. Something happens in my life that gives me more confidence. I get a new battery in my back to rap a certain way. Those type of things elevate my career. And then inevitably, I will be the biggest artist on the planet. And when that day comes, you and I can both go back to my manifest and be like, oh, this shit really works. And I'm telling you that everything in my life has been a manifest. Pro basketball, college basketball, music, business, different people I've met, different relationships I've had. The whole motherfucking bang has all been based off of a manifest. So if I could leave you with anything, it would be to manifest, believe it, speak it into existence, and understand that it might not be on your time, but it's on God's time. It's on the universe's time. It's on whatever is going on in this world that we don't really know much of. The one thing I can tell you is work for it, ask, and you shall receive. Anyways, this has been Swiperboy'S World, the podcast. I'm going to get into way more stuff in the future. Like I said, we're going to have guests, some dope people from athletes to artists, popping artists, aspiring artists, businessmen, influencers, just the whole nine. A bunch of cool conversations on here. I'm holding it down solo right now. So, I'm just kind of warming up and getting used to this, platform for me to roll up out of bed and walk over to the set and do my thing. So, I just want you guys to stay blessed, stay motivated, keep manifesting and understand that 2021, I saw Twitter tweeted from the actual Twitter account, and it said, 2021, the bar is low. And that is a motherfucking fact because 2020 was a bitch. We'll get deeper into that. But for right now, I want you guys to have a great day. And I'll see you on the next podcast. It's your man Ronaldo, Swiperboy Woolridge. And I'm out. Yee! Peace.